Yeah, this is a 4-quart Westbend popcorn popper. I think it's from the 80s, 70s or 80s. I still like to use this. Got some Orville Renbacker, and I like to use olive oil of all things. So I put a little bit in there. So I pop popcorn and olive oil. Been doing this for a zillion years. It works out pretty well. Probably better for you than regular popcorn oil. Yeah, it's about 4 minutes later. We got popcorn popping. This guy here is about 550 watts. There's several variants of these things made, different wattage, I believe. This guy's so old the plastic's actually melted on it. And I think you pick these up on eBay or thrift store. Had some of these for a long time. Every now and then the plastic gets so old that it gets torn up. It's just got a regular heater in the bottom. Prefer this type of popcorn over the air blown. To me tastes like styrofoam packing material. This popcorn here is about 2 or 3 years old or more. Popped real well. The cheap stuff is you get a less yield. If it's good, it'll pop pretty good. It's cheaper. This is more consistent. Here in the deep south, it tends to get screwed up to where if it's old popcorn, it doesn't want to pop. Shake that a little bit, you get the kernels to go to the bottom. This is just a small batch. But the popcorn, the olive oil, there's all different types of olive oil, and some of the cheaper stuff, I don't know if this works, but some of it's either diluted down or it's not as high temperature. But if you shake this like this, that's about all she wrote there. This is just a little small batch of popcorn. And the reason this is kind of screwed up along here is a couple times I've been watching a movie and just let it set on there and screwed up the plastic. You know, having it plug on. There's no real control on this thing. This is a gizmo here. You can put some butter in if you want to have it kind of drop in there. The lid for this fits an old coffee can, metal ones, the smaller ones. So if it gets screwed up, you have to find if coffee is still made in that type of a can or something else, the lid. That's about it, so I'll go ahead and plug it out. This type of plug here, that didn't want to come out of there, is also used on an Electrolux Model 30 from the 30s, actually, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. It's also used in a lot of waffle irons and things. Okay, here I flipped the popcorn popper over, and this is actually a Westbend 4-quart electric popcorn popper. Catalog 25467, 525 watts, 120 volts, of course. It's got a date code on there, 7933, so this is probably 33rd week of 1979. It says they had a 1/4 cup of oil, 2/3 cup corn. Okay, there's very little unpopped kernels like this in a good popcorn, even though this stuff is many years old, it's been sealed up. Got a pretty good yield out of this, very little if any on there. In fact, I didn't have to use that much oil. Okay, once the popcorn's done, a lot of times I like to put cinnamon on top of it, so I put some cinnamon here on top of the popcorn. It tends to stick to it because it's got a little bit of olive oil on it, but that's kind of another weird thing. Tastes pretty cool.